Hello, hello. First of all, I want to ask you something. When was the last time you did something for first time? That's something that I always ask to myself. Always do something new. It's a lot of fun, sometimes risky, sometimes doesn't work. But guess what? Somebody told me the rule to succeed is to multiply your failures. In other words. So this podcast is for you guys to bring value to the community. And here we have about 6 or 8 or 9 people that we're going to interact in different aspects that has to do with our business. What is our business? You'll find out during the conversation. All right. So, Hernando, you had a question.
I did, Luis. Thank you. Luis, I guess my question is in regards to the presenting of the insurance product or the financing product that we have to offer. Um, as I was stating earlier, I imagine the majority of the times it is a face-to-face interaction. However, to have that face-to-face interaction, if you have the opportunity at an event, it's a lot easier. But if I'm going to walk through the doors of a business, I actually have to go in and I have to schedule an appointment to come in and visit the business. Um, do you have any sort of recordings of calls or intros or introductions or I guess your spiel on how you initiate that presentation of the product, whether it's for insurance or for financing?
Yeah.
Like, do you have a set guideline? Everybody will personalize it because nobody's going to sound the same for everybody. But do you have a certain touch points that you go down the line in your presentation that you might be able to share with us?
Sure. First of all, what we offer is new. And later, if we have time, we're going to have Veronica to give us the experience, if she can, about the conversation we just had with the client, how smooth and easy it is. Because the client, they don't know what we're offering because we don't have almost no competition. The first thing that you have to think about is that once you're licensed with the company, the company you are working with is on the website of the United States government. We don't want anything wrong with the client. We want to protect that. So that's very important. People can contact the US embassies outside the United States and they say, who is this company? And also they're going to confirm who we are. And we're not just one company and the website with a tier broker. Tier broker means that out of all the 40, 2 years ago, there were 40 brokers. There were 160 brokers, 120 that were sent out. And there were only 40 brokers in the whole United States. And 10 of those, what I understand, they're tier brokers. So the one who produce the most. And the United States government agency, similar to SBA, which is Export Import Bank of the United States of America. We're independent agents with independent brokers, independent company. We don't work for the government, but we offer the product and we are directly contact with the client and with the Export Import Bank. At the same talking with the same thing we're doing with other company like we are we are registered agent or registered broker of what the largest insurance company in the world, which is Alliance. That's the one who insure your your airplane tickets in American Airlines. That's just give you like a background because I believe the most important is not what you say, but it's the posture how you say it. That's most important to me. So you have to feel confident that we're in a good place. And so I created a business card, which is Carla and Valeria is getting it now, order it. If you look at it here, this is what we do in the back. You see the card? So I created because I went to an expo, and the expo, you want to make quick introduction, move forward. Quick introduction, move forward. Move to the next one. So when they see your card, it's going to say domestic and international financing to the buyer and or the seller, financing and insurance, the small, medium, large transactions, short, medium, and long term, insurance carriers worldwide, including Exim Bank of US. You have to listen to the client. What is the pain? I said in one of the training, we have to find the pain first. What does it hurt to the client? Most of them is, I want to sell more. I want to get more net profit. Those are the two pain of every client. So Veronica can give us a testimonial of experience that we had just now. Yes, now, at least like 10 minutes ago. The client came in, right? Yes, go ahead, Veronica. Tell us a little bit of how did it go?
Okay, hi everyone. Well, I knew he's my friend, and I knew he's a business. He's been in a business for 17 years. So I asked him, are you ready to grow your business? Because I'm right now working with some people. I'm becoming an agent, and I know they can help you grow your company. And the way they do it is they can get you financing, and they also work with insurance. And so I asked him what kind of insurance he used and if he was exporting his products outside of the country, and he said yes. So I said, well, let me get you an appointment with Luis so he can explain to you where do you fit in all the products that we are offering. So that's what that was a little talk that I did with him, and then we got to meet this morning, and Luis explained to him the options he had if he wanted to grow the company. He's really interested in growing, but he's limited with the amount of money he has or the cash flow that he has. I don't know if you want to continue, Luis, with whatever you explained.
So something that Veronica did excellent is that she asked the question knowing the answer. It's always best to ask a question you already know the answer. Who doesn't want to grow? I mean, you see, she knows that it's going to say yes. So do you want to grow? Of course. You want to make money? Of course. You know the answer. So she did the right thing. I mean, right there, that was a key point, I think, when she got the introduction. But after that, if you notice during the conversation, I only mentioned insurance once because he doesn't care about insurance.
No.
I want money. I want cash. I want to grow. That's what he wants. So we have to speak with their language and get the solution. What do we need in the process? We always also explain the process. And you always call for the action, which is that's what many people, they don't do that. When I explain everything, are you ready to get started? Are you ready to? Yes, he said, send me, I want to send you the application. And then where's your email and all that? So because you want to call to action, because you don't want to close a conversation when the client said, but I still have a question. So that means they're not ready to move forward. If you notice, we don't ask for any money, any deposit. I told them, look, we're going to give you a quote. If you're happy, we move forward. You're not happy, we stop there. So there's no pressure or anything in our part. So that's something that you want to keep it that way. Now, that's one program, but there's many other programs that we work on a different way. Yeah.
Luis, can I ask you something?
Yep.
So regarding this specific client, that how did you know that he was not interested in insurance? Because from my understanding, the insurance aspect would protect him if he were to sell to other countries, correct?
Yes, but right now this client is not providing credit to other countries. Why
Correct.
would I push on something that is not using now?
Right, but wouldn't that be an opportunity to teach him or give him that option to use it in order for him to grow?
We did mention that, but we did not make an emphasis.
Right. That's why I'm asking why you didn't make an emphasis if it's an opportunity.
Because it's not needed. He feels comfortable in the United States for now. They said that the most important when you do a sale is to get the appointment. It means that you want to go step by step. because maybe the guy said, I don't want to grow. I providing credit in domestic in United States. Why would I want to push something that is not doing it right now? Then you're gonna get his mind confused. And he might say, look, but what about if they don't pay me? But how do you mitigate that? Why do I get paid? How do you qualify that client? How do you things come a lot of question that's gonna have. So the idea is to listen to him and give them solution to his pain. The pain that doesn't exist, you don't need to emphasize it because the pain is not there yet.
Okay.
And now
But
we
okay.
did mention when you have international, we can also do the same financing as anything else. And we did mention that. And he said, I like the idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically it's more about getting him comfortable with the services first.
Or what he's doing already first.
Exactly. And then, you know, as he's growing, more of the other opportunities for him to continue to grow.
Yeah. And also when he filled the application, because remember, one thing is important. Once somebody sign a paper and sign it, it's already like I'm ready to work with these people. Even if you sign a MOU, if you sign anything you sign, you're already like okay, I'm ready. So you know you have some sort of commitment. So what you're looking for is that it's like a funnel, yes, step by step.
Okay.
Don't push him too hard. But when he sent the application, and they said if I see only domestic buyers, I want to tell him, hey, Mr. Client, would you like to add couple international? You can always take it out if you want it. You see, I'm not pushing. So you can always take it out, but we can just try to see if we can approve it. And then when he sees his client and they say, oh, it's approved. My God, how did this guy approve this guy? You see, they might be surprised. So, and we also tell them that we're not perfect. That some buyers, they might not be qualified. Those buyers I might need his help to send me the financial statement of the buyer. So he knows. So yeah, but that's the reason. So find the pain, I would say. I mean, find the pain, find the solution of the pain, and then you move forward, and then you got the second step. I would do that. Now, if you're in a conversation with someone who's asking a lot of questions, yes, you might want to say that. I believe I asked him also about the export. If you provide credit to your buyers outside the United States, would they buy more? I already know the answer. Of course, you said, that's a great idea. You see, so I'm make sure that he say it, not me. So by asking the question, I already know the answer. And that's it. But the point is that that conversation took like 15 minutes, right, Veronica?
Yes.
15
Yes.
minutes.
Yeah, about 15, 20 minutes
Yeah.
at the most. I was surprised, Luis, that you were very concise and to the point. And you were trying to see if he had any questions, but he understood what you were talking about because he has 17 years of experience. What happens when we have a client that has no experience in exporting or no experience in loans? How do we go about that? Because I understand he already has some experience with banks.
It's easier because they have less knowledge.
Okay.
The one that has more knowledge is the one that's going to ask you more questions because they know already, and they're already putting in their mind, I know SBA, I know working capital, how that compared to that one, why that one is better. He already knows. So it's going to start putting all things together. But if he doesn't know, you don't know what you don't know, they said. So if someone has less experience, he wouldn't ask many questions because of that. But if they do, it's fine. We give them all the answer. At the end of the day, you see, he didn't ask much about insurance. We know insurance is very well. We know it's very good. He's looking, how can I cash out? Because he feels comfortable that if tomorrow, remember what they have right now and what they're going to have with us. What they have right now is that you go to a bank, he give you $1 million, and if you don't pay, they go after you. So what can be worse? That's it. I mean, you're in trouble because they go after you. But here, they go after the insurance. I mean, he don't. When I said that, maybe he didn't understood because it's too good to be true. He's already comparing with the bank financing. If the guy outside doesn't pay, then he's looking for my cash. He's thinking like, if something goes wrong, what I want is to sell. But then if something wrong happened, I can cover it with another sell. That's what he's thinking. But he doesn't know that he got something better. Yeah. And I even mentioned to him that you're in control. Who doesn't want to be in control? So you're in control.
You said something about you're in control of how much money you can use. We can give you 80%, but you use as much as you can. And then he said, so it works as a line of credit.
Yes.
Remember?
Yeah. It works like a line of credit. So he got it right there. Yeah. But what happened is, I don't know if he knows a line of credit, but it wouldn't be someone else that he doesn't know a line of credit. Then I use the words that I use usually they're very simple. I don't know if you notice, but I don't go in too much technicality. It's very simple. I mean, I could go on and on and on and on. I could tell, look, if somebody buys you $2 million, I can have them qualify if they're U.S. product with Exim Bank. I could tell them buy Exim Bank, the whole thing. Hey, that's not his pain.
Okay.
I mean, he doesn't know we have Exim Bank. Let's
Well,
marry with the person first, and then we over all the stuff.
Well, I did mention a little bit of Exim Bank before when I spoke to him. I explained to him what Exim Bank was, and so he kind of had an idea, but he never talked about it, so I didn't mention
it's not
he
needed.
didn't. So I just decided not to touch unless he wanted to know more about it.
Yeah, because that's not his pain, and besides the product that he's selling, they're not. Most of them is going to be it's going to be a non-US product. But you see, you don't find what they want and accommodate our product to their needs. That's it. I mean, so if it's not good enough for them, then you can offer other stuff because you haven't solved his pain. And then you can talk about Exim Bank. What about you go to another product and then you can sell it? Yeah. So, but he's a good account. It's a good account. I think there's no reason why not to close it. And he knows the cross in advance. He knows what we're going to charge. He knows everything else. So he's clear.
The other thing I wanted to mention was the first thing that you asked was how much he made, which is something that we would have to ask new clients.
The reason that I asked for that is to identify who am I dealing with. So I don't have to go in other explanation. Two things that I ask. One of them is how much are you selling per year? So does this guy's going to qualify with a bank? Does going to qualify with a non-bank? If somebody who sells and is new, then it's going to be a challenge file. So usually I see that. I would say if somebody sells less than 5 million, it's like the threshold. Most of the lenders. If it says less than 5 million, it's like a one category. If it's more than that, it's another category. And I ask how much are per invoice. And the reason is because if you go to someone that the invoice is about $10,000 per invoice, it's going to be hard. Because keep in mind, anytime something is sold, we have to review the bill of lading, we have to review they receive the document, we have to review the invoice, and if there is PO involved, we're going to have to review. So the commission that the lender is going to get, it doesn't pay the employee that is going to put the effort. So normally we want to see about $100,000 per invoice, like a minimum. Do we have lenders that they are less? Yes, but they're not very common. Sometimes they said not per invoice, but per month. You can put many invoices together and then that's a whole month discount of the account receivable. But that's the reason that I asked for that.
Okay.
That's the reason. So just to identify who am I dealing with.
Thank you.
So another aspect, honestly, there is no more question. Another aspect would be, how do we take action? And first of all, I congratulate Veronica because she took action, and right away he got someone, and right away the guy is ready to go. I already sent you the application, I already sent you the Excel, I already sent you also the summary that Zoom give me, so you can review it. So right away you already got it. It's out of the way. So now you do the follow up. We help the guy. I mean, in a few words, we help companies grow. That's it. And then we do it the right way. We have clients for years and years and years. So are we doing something good to them? I mean, basically. So the next step that I like to bring up is that many of us here, we are in somehow business person in other businesses. How we can bring value to ourselves between ourselves. How do I change this? How do we bring value between us? Can someone set an example? What idea do you have? Recently, I sent you many events going on. Always March, April, May is very busy and events. And normally those networking that I sent to you guys, normally they're not the common, you notice. But yeah, he said one thing that Hernando asked at the beginning is that, do you need to meet people in face to face, in person? Still is needed. And now we have this virtual, which is great. And before Zoom existed or any virtual meeting existed, and did I close deal with someone I never met? Yes, maybe one or two. Do I close deal with people only I spoke with the phone? Yes. But then you have to do the due diligence. Who is that company? How do we do it? So you still have to do the due diligence. And yeah, but I think the best way, I would say, if we go to expos, is best. There's one for small business expos coming up. They're for a small business, but still, you never know who can refer someone. But anybody can give some ideas. I mean, where to go, where to find clients. I mean, so it's open for you guys to also bring up, since with the experience in your business that you have. I know this business is a little bit different, but sometimes you can bring your knowledge from other place and bring it to this place.
I think that in any conversation, you can always talk about this business, since it is open to all kinds of businesses, whether it's import or export. Wherever you are networking for your business that you're doing right now, you can always be connected to somebody who's a business owner who's looking to grow.
Yep, that's correct. Even companies, listen, I always said that real estate. I know that Gloria's in real estate, Valeria's in real estate, right? When you have someone from outside United States and coming to United States to buy a property from you, they have a corporation there. And they have a good corporation because they have enough money to buy something here. One of my good friends since 2004, maybe, I still talking to him all the time. He used to say hello. Is a company in Barbados. He had a real estate agent, friend of mine. He bought like 3 properties from him. And then he introduced me, and we end up doing many business with him, and we're still talking to him all the time. And so whoever come to the United States to invest, they have something good in their country. So you might want to ask them for that. Yeah. Most of my clients that I do, they do have properties here, but I find out after they bought the property. So you guys are real estate agent, they have opportunity there. Yeah. And you want to ask them for that. Any other inputs you guys want to do?
I want to ask you a question, Luis. If I have a buyer, a seller, he's a manufacturer of construction products in Dubai. Can he sell to, let's say, Pakistan products, and what can we offer for them to give credit to the sellers, to the buyers?
So it's going to buy from US?
No. I'm Dubai,
From
UAE,
Dubai to Pakistan.
for
Most
instance.
of our business has to be related with United States.
Okay.
Yeah. So sometimes when there is a company outside United States and it wants to buy products to resell, sometimes we're going to ask them to open a corporation in US. We give them the advice that Florida is one of the best states because there's no taxes. And also we have other tools that Texas or California, Texas in this case, because California has taxes, New York has taxes. So between Texas and Florida, I think those are the best two states, to my opinion. But Florida has other mechanism and for export. And if a company wants to sell, what we do, we open a corporation in US. That company will receive the insurance. The insurance will give the financing through the same mechanism we explained before. And that company in Florida will be like the sales company. And then the headquarters is going to be in their country. There is a company that sells shrimp in Ecuador, and they opened a corporation here new. We saw everything what happened in their country, and then they got $900,000 down of credit. The company being new in US, but the company in their country was not new. I mean, so we asked for documents of the company outside the United States, like if we're going to qualify them, but really we don't want to qualify them because we don't go by the parameter. We ask for bank statement to make sure that they're real. We're looking at the experience of the company. Do they know what they're doing? That's what we're looking at. But in reality, the qualification goes with the insurance here.
And it doesn't matter which country. For instance, if it's Argentina, that is all no.
It does matter. If it's a export-import bank, which is the U.S. government, has certain countries that are closed.
Okay.
So like Venezuela, Argentina, Nicaragua, Bolivia,
Pakistan.
I don't know Pakistan, but I know Haiti, I know Cuba. We have to look into it, which one are closed. Then, first of all, we will be able to do it because it won't be with Exim Bank.
Okay.
But because Exim Bank requires 3 years experience in US. So answering your question, even if it's from a country that is close with Exim Bank, yes, we can still do it.
Okay.
We can still do it. But some credits we might not because of the Exim Bank that is closed. But answering your question, yes, because we can do the private insurance.
All right, that's great. Thank you.
Yeah. Cesar, are you there? So you can let us know anything that you think you can share about what we're planning to do, what idea do you have to be done for this podcast that we're starting?
Yes, Louis, good afternoon. Thank you all for agreeing to help me out with your opinions and all your inputs about this group. The technical part, I'm going to be helping out a lot, but also I would love to give an opinion about what we spoke a few days ago with Luis on a phone call. When I approach a client, in my case, sometimes it's obvious that we are looking to sell something, right? But if it happens in a spontaneous way, it'll be easier for both for the client and us. Perhaps I'll give you an example. There was a person in a wine expo 3 nights ago, and I was telling Luis that I was there to do something else, not to sell something, right? But I heard this woman talking about her company from California, and she had a client in South America, but she didn't know the client's company. She didn't trust the buyer. And I was just listening. And after 2, 3 minutes, I went to her and I told her, you're from Spain. Yes, I am from Spain. What type of wines do you got? And then she starts telling me about her company, and she's like, aren't you doing the flamenco in here? I'm like, yes, but just in case, if you wanna, uh, I can help you out. I know of a person that has this product that might help you getting paid in advance since your company is here in the U.S. And that way, the client would deal directly with the bank or with the lender. And also, you will have some type of insurance, not really a policy, but you would have some type of guarantee that you're going to be paid fine in advance. I'm sure she's going to call me. I don't know if today or tomorrow, but I got a text message from her saying thank you for your input. And it's ironic that I was there, you know, maybe for a reason. Uh, you were the less expected one that I was, uh, expecting to hear about this company, but I will be glad to talk to them. So that's the initial point that I have to reconnect at some point today after this meeting. And yeah, that's my input.
Good. So yeah, something came out spontaneously, and Cesar, what he did, he brought value to the client. I mean, that's the, I guess that's the idea. Good. Very good. So hopefully we have someone else in the meeting. Anybody else wants to bring some information, value, experience, ideas that you can, that, well, Cesar said that was something spontaneously, but also to bring value to the client. Something similar that we can bring ideas about how make it easier to approach or to a client.
Okay, so I have a client that he is an exporter of meat from Argentina. He's having trouble to bring the meat here because there is a control of certain companies to bring the product. But I was thinking that maybe we have a solution for him to import, not from there to here, to export here. And I want to know if it's possible with the insurance.
Well, if it's logistic problem, I mean, he has to contact his broker, the
Okay.
logistic broker. He's the one who's going to have to deal with that. And what port is going to be best and what is that? Yeah. But on our part, is what we do with the insurance, we mitigate the non-payment risk.
Yeah, non-payment risk. But if they are big, it doesn't matter if he's in Argentina, right?
In this case, he has to Argentina is, yeah, it doesn't matter if it's Argentina, but we might need to open a corporation in US.
Yes.
So we can place the insurance here.
What if he sells to, let's say, example, Sedanos?
Yeah, that's no problem. Once the corporation is here in US, he can sell it anywhere in the world.
All right.
Anywhere in the world.
Okay,
it's open
good.
for the world. And
The problem might be permitting because of, vaccines or whatever. That could be the reason why you can't bring the meat in.
Yeah, and that's something we try not to get involved in something that we don't know. And it's always good to give it to the expert in the matter. And I would say he has to contact the broker, and yeah, some problem with FDA or whatever they have. Yeah. We do know people in the Port of Miami, Port Everglades. That's because the industry that we are, but we can put them in contact with the main people in those ports. But at the end of the day, I think the broker is the one who's going to help them the most. The broker, they know which port is more accessible to the size, to the amount they're sending. I know that we're talking about 2 ports that are in Costa Rica, and one of them manage certain size of container, the other one manage another type. I don't know that. I mean, the broker knows, the logistic broker, the custom broker, yeah.
One more question. Sorry, it's too many questions. What about an art gallery in New York? can sell it to Europe?
Art gallery, precious stones, uh, cell phone, clothes, those are uh, risky industry because it can it can be promoted to fraud because you don't really have a value. So in theory, every product you can do that, but
All
yes,
right.
to be aware that we might not be succeed into that industry because yeah,
Okay.
think about it. I mean, if you're gonna sell something that is an art and that's a luxury, you mean that person who's buying the art
People
is
don't
not
need
buying?
credit.
Yeah,
When
people
they buy that,
they
they
don't need
don't need the,
credit when you buy luxury. Normally they don't. Yeah, so
yeah.
I don't. So it is an industry that I don't think is. We don't see it. Yeah, we don't see that. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
Do you have a list of industries that are usually not the ones that you're seeing, or
I would
do you stick to
I would
something
say
more on the
precious
traditional level?
stones, art.
Uh-huh.
Those are the first no.
Okay.
And if you think about it, it's because the measurement of the value is very difficult.
Hmm.
Uh, I mean, a diamond has to send to the lab to know the real clearness of the diamond, but not necessarily the value. The same thing with the art is even worse because how do you know the price is the best person who can pay the most? I mean, so really, so that's the reason of those two. Now the other ones, like let's say you have a company that sells cell phone. The reason is because technology is moves so fast. Look at the TVs right now. You bought a TV a year ago, so expensive with less quality. Now they have the smart TV and they're a lot cheaper. So they have to rotate it right away. And what do you do in business normally? What you do is that you keep an inventory so you can have available for sale. In technology, you cannot have much inventory. You have to rotate it very quick. So that creates the risk that might lose value very quick. And also, any industry that the margin is very small, that's another risk too. So most of the time when you think about it, it's just a common sense. So new clothes also between business, sometimes there's a high risk. However, I had a client that they sell outlet in the past. The margin was pretty big because he was selling separating the clothes for kids, for adults, but they were buying in containers to Kmart, to Macy's, and that was a pretty good business because the margin was pretty big. So not all clothes, but yeah. Also, if you look at the statistic in US, the cloth the companies that related to clothing, they go bankrupt very quick. So that's the reason. So I would say art, picture stand, trying to stay away, and cell phone. We still can do cell phone. So how do we mitigate the cell phone, which is a very high risk? We provide their own policy. So now the lender has not the issue that, okay, so if we can see the rotation pretty good, and also if they sell other products besides cell phone, like TV, speakers, computers, then it get blended with the rest, and then we can mitigate that because it's more diversified. Yeah, but I would say those two, and then the other one are no, they're no. It doesn't mean that we cannot do it, but something what we're gonna look into more details, like clothes, cell phones. Uh,
What
yeah,
about
things.
commodities on the agricultural side?
That's the margin. That's something that I asked to Veronica's client and asked, what is your margin? Yeah, because we can still give the insurance, but the financing is going to be challenged.
Okay.
And Let's say it's a large company. Worst scenario. This is a theory. I haven't closed a transaction like that, but we discussed that transaction and we found solution, but it didn't move forward. Let's say if $1 million in commodity, but you only 5% that you have on margin. So you have 15%. Let's say we give them 85% loan of the invoice. So it means that if you have 5% margin, so there's only 10% to play, right? So we might ask the client to give us a deposit of that 10%. Or we might give them less. It all depends. If the size of the company is large, we might find solution, but that's not the best deals that we can get. I mean, that doesn't go smooth like it did with this client.
But that might be applicable, for example, vendors in South America selling agricultural product here.
Yeah.
Since their volumes are so big, if they get into a big supermarket, let's say, a chain, they need money to be able to handle the volume in sales.
Now, if they buy the product in US, there is a policy that we have. If it's US made, the coverage of the insurance is 98%.
If they're selling product to exporting agricultural goods, let's say Idaho potatoes.
Outside. For the X amount, we can go up to 98%.
Gotcha.
Then it's pretty good.
But if it's coming from there here,
their margin is going to be an issue.
Okay.
For the insurance, no, because we still can cover the 90%. But they're not getting financing. They just get the insurance. We still can do it. The financing part is going to be the one that's going to be the challenge. How we're going to be structured. So,
but the insurance will help them get paid.
The insurance is going to cover only 90%. They're running 8% risk. They're running the 8%.
Even though pricing on product is so low down there, their cost is a lot cheaper.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter the cost. What matters is that the value of the invoice of the buyer was willing to pay for it. Yeah, that's what it matters. Yeah. So we're gonna wrap it up, and then we might do another one next week. Then let's close this for now because there is a meeting coming up at 1 p.m. and I want to make sure everybody has that information so they can sign up. All right. So thank you very much. So if you want to contact us here, you have a lot of people that can help you. Contact, put your information, make a comment on this podcast, on this YouTube, whatever it's gonna. Cesar is the boss there. Whatever is gonna place it. Put the comments, and one of these beautiful agents will take care of you. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.